My name is Megan Fitzpatrick. This is Matt Fitzpatrick. I had hydrocephalus when I was born. We didn't originally know that. And so I was just this sick baby. I had a shunt put in at 2 months old, lived a normal life, did my own thing and played sports. We got married in 2014, and then we got pregnant right away and had our daughter in 2015. So we went to go get just a routine MRI for the hydrocephalus and for the shunt just because. And come to find out, all the doctors were just panicked. And they realized that I had an inoperable brain tumor, and they were saying, you've got a couple weeks left to live, and you should probably go put your affairs in order, which makes us chuckle because all I had was debt. So there's really no point in going and putting affairs in order because we were 24 years old with a baby that's 2 months old. We flew all over the country to get second and third and fourth opinions just to make sure if there was anything that could be done. And basically the answer was nope, except when we got to Johns Hopkins in Baltimore. And they said that they were not going to do anything, but they could operate if they needed to. So we did nothing. We waited, and things all of a sudden started shrinking. And we would have the doctors call us from Barnes, and they were like, this is unheard of. And we watched it shrink and shrink and shrink, and that's literally where we're at. So we do routine MRIs still and just make sure everything is status quo, and it's been leveled off now for the past 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think the doctors now finally were sort of figured out that, part of it was pregnancy.
No one ever said you can't have more kids. No one's gonna flat out tell you that. But obviously we surmised that that was not probably the smartest thing to do or the most responsible thing to do. Kind of after a year or so, after having Quinn and everything being out of the neck of the woods of being crazy, we just really were talking, and we just really felt like we weren't done. And we felt like God was calling us to do more. And so we looked into adoption, we really researched it, we got our name on a list, and then we just kept talking more, and we're like, I just don't feel like this is it. Quinn turned 2 and she needed a preschool to go to. And so our neighbors had recommended going to St. John's, and then just kind of talking, we're like, we should probably know a little bit more about the school we're sending her to and what they believe. So we went to church on one of the Sundays, and we just slowly started immersing her into the school and her classmates, and seeing them at Sunday and church, and really providing her that kind of background and that stability. And it went more from this is why we're doing it for Quinn, and now it became this is what we're doing for our family. So one day I was waiting for Quinn to pick her up from school. Brittany was standing outside the classroom also waiting to pick up a child, and we just were talking, and we had mentioned that we were looking into fostering, and she goes, I have always wanted to get into the fostering, and I think it's so cool, and how can I support you? And I'm like, I don't even know you. I'm not sure who you are. And then I saw her in the halls again the following year, and she's like, hey, have you ever thought about doing that fostering anymore? And we said, yeah, actually, we are taking classes now. And so she actually ended up connecting us with the Fostering Together community. And she was actually the person that was the lead for our team. It's
been an awesome support system because we sort of got into it with our first foster. With our first foster, the placement was pretty quickly. So it was sort of like a little bit of a shock, we got to remember how to have a baby again, But they were really supportive to helping us out and helping that transition go a little bit easier too. It's just always good to have someone that we can call and just be like, hey, surprise, there's a baby here. And then, they're there to help us out and there to support us.
But that's kind of the technical side, I suppose. But then the best side has been us getting to know the families. So it went from them helping support us fostering to our kids are now growing up together. And, our daughter gets to have these friends that we go camping with or we have bonfires with, but now it's grown into just a relationship with them and us. So it's been an absolute blessing. Not for me, not having any family in town and not being from St. Louis. They totally are that second family for us. Through fostering and really just being part of this community, I have never had a stronger faith, I'll be honest with you. So we have really gotten to know what the fellowship is about and really about what it's like to have a community around us and to just kind of be able to share that with our growing family as well.